The sun filtered through the mall's tall glass ceilings as the weekend crowd bustled with life. Ethan Cole, a quiet man in his mid-30s, walked hand-in-hand with his 9-year-old son. Liam. Their laughter was soft but warm as they passed through colorful storefronts. Ethan had promised Liam a special outing, just the two of them, to buy a birthday gift and grab ice cream. It was the kind of moment Ethan treasured. Life as a single father wasn't easy, but these moments made the struggle worthwhile. He had been a paramedic once, long before tragedy changed everything. His wife Anna had been his anchor until cancer took her swiftly 2 years ago. Since then, it had been just Ethan and Liam, two warriors, against the tide of grief. Meanwhile, not far away, 10-year-old Chloe Harrington strolled beside her nanny, who was far more interested in her phone than the little girl's safety. Chloe's mother, Veronica Harrington, was a titan in the business world. The CEO of Harrington Enterprises, she was powerful, commanding, and deeply guarded. Chloe rarely saw her. Between meetings, travel, and late-night board calls, her mother's love was felt more in bank accounts than bedtime hugs. Chloe had grown up in a glass tower of luxury, but longed for something as simple as her mother's hand. As fate would have it, the universe chose this ordinary day for extraordinary things to unfold. While Ethan helped Liam try on sneakers near the food court, Chloe clutched her chest as she began to wheeze. The tightness in her chest grew quickly, violently. Her lips trembled and her vision blurred. She stumbled, gasping for air. Her inhaler gone, her bag left behind with the distracted nanny. Panic set in. Within seconds, Chloe collapsed on the cold tile floor in front of a bubble tea kiosk. Shoppers screamed. Phones came out. People circled, but no one acted. It was chaos wrapped in apathy. Ethan heard the commotion and instinct kicked in before logic. He told Liam to stay put and dashed through the crowd. His trained eyes immediately recognized the signs: severe asthma attack, possible hypoxia. He knelt beside Chloe and gently lifted her head. Her breaths were shallow, strained. Her skin was pale, and her eyes wide with fear. Ethan spoke softly but firmly. "You're going to be okay, sweetheart. I've got you." He tore open her coat to relieve pressure, checked her pockets for an inhaler. Nothing, with no medical gear. Ethan relied on instinct, gently positioned her upright, massaged her back to relax her muscles, and tried to keep her calm. A worker handed him a straw. Ethan crafted a makeshift spacer using a water bottle someone gave him, in case he could find medication. He called out, "Does anyone have an inhaler albuterol? Anything?" A teenage girl handed over hers. It was used, but in emergencies, you didn't wait. He administered a dose through his makeshift spacer. Chloe coughed, sputtered, then slowly took in air, her eyes filled with tears. She clung to his shirt, a breath, then another. Her breathing eased. She was going to be okay. The nanny finally reappeared, screaming and hysterical. She accused Ethan of hurting Chloe until the crowd defended him. A security guard arrived just as Ethan was wrapping Chloe in his coat. "She's stabilized, but she needs an ambulance," Ethan said calmly. The guard nodded and radioed for help. Chloe looked up at Ethan, voice barely a whisper. "You're my hero." Ethan smiled gently. "You're very brave." The moment was interrupted by the arrival of a woman in heels that clicked like thunder. Veronica Harrington pushed through the crowd like a force of nature. Her eyes locked onto Ethan, who still held Chloe. Her face twisted with suspicion. "Get away from my daughter!" she demanded. Chloe protested weakly. "He saved me, Mom. He helped." Veronica's sharp gaze softened by a fraction. She looked at Ethan, the stranger in a faded jacket and worn shoes. He stood up slowly, hands raised. "A former paramedic. I saw what happened and stepped in. She's stable now, but she had a severe attack. You should get her checked at the hospital." Veronica nodded curtly, masking her shaken heart behind professionalism. As the EMTs arrived, Chloe refused to let go of Ethan's hand until the very last second. "Thank you," Veronica said quietly, almost imperceptibly. Ethan nodded. Every child deserves someone to fight for them. As he walked away, back to his waiting son, Veronica stood frozen. Something about his words lingered long after the ambulance disappeared.